They teach us how and when to find steel in the heart when life makes demands on us. They defy the law of nature by taking the mantle of motherhood and solely carrying a burden that was meant for two hearts. They are our heroes who trudged on when a helpmate was not there. Rewriting the law of nature, they become a bosom of love, hope, and security to their children. Some fathers thrived and strived where mothers failed. They are worthy of our celebration. Some people need to learn from them. On this season of Supermom, we shall be celebrating fathers that gave their children a new lease of life against all odds. If you have such a father, log on to www.supermom.ng or call 081-452-23133 and you can win for him a brand new car, 1 million naira and 500,000 naira. Supermom Season 5. My Dad, My Supermom. Coming soon.
This program is sponsored by Safeguard,
Double protection against germ,
RRB,
all-round protection,
Hunger,
Mama's Helping Hand.
We asked Nigerians to share the stories of their mothers, the sacrifices they made for them, the journey of pain, love, devotion, and struggles made by our mothers to make us who we are today. They shared their stories with us. Thousands of entries, hundreds of interviews, and documentary across the country. 20 unique stories have been selected for us to learn from, appreciate, and celebrate. The sacrifices and devotion are real. Real people, real stories, real experiences. The emotional true life experiences being shared, narrated, and dramatized are simply captivating. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the most touching stories of our mothers. The Supermom reality TV show Celebrity Edition starts now.
You're welcome to the most passionate reality show on TV. Today's episode, as always, it's going to be fascinating as we commend yet another two valiant mothers who suffered and struggled to clear a genuine path for their children to pass through. The gift of birthright with which they fostered their children has continued to be a significant motivation for these children to shape their lives. Abbas Akonde Obesere, also known as Omo Rakpala, Obesere is a native of Ibadan, Oyo State, a popular Fuji musician. Obesere came into limelight with his lewd lyrics that openly touched on issues that were considered taboo in the conservative Yoruba community. Following the paths of other successful musicians, especially the progenitor of modern Fuji music, Sikiru Ayinde Barrister, Obesere has also taken his brand of Fuji music all over the world. Respected and recognized at home and abroad, the unassuming music star is one of the few holding aloft the flag of Fuji music in a climb where hip-hop has taken preeminent.
My name is Abbas Akonde Adeniyi, son of Ajalaru, popularly known as Obesere, from Oluyole in Ibadan.
Akonde ni Ibadan ni wọ́n bẹ̀ mí sí o, Abbas ni Ibadan ni wọ́n bẹ̀ mí sí o. Bàbá tèmi pẹ̀lú wọn lónílẹ̀, bàbá tèmi pẹ̀lú wọn lónílẹ̀ ní Ìbàdàn o, aládé ní Ìbàdàn ni wọ́n mi sí.
My name is Mrs. Taibat Anike Omobonike.
Now in her early 60s, Mrs. Taibat never imagined that an opportunity to share her experience with the rest of the world would come. She was born at Okeikpadi in the ancient city of Ibadan.
My mother has suffered so much for me, and she's done a lot for me. No gratification will be too much for all she's done.
Like other mothers on the show, Mrs. Taibat had her own fair share of problems while raising Abbas.
My mother told me a story. She said when I was a little boy, I was ill, critically ill.
This is a story I can never forget. He was a little baby who had not yet started sitting, not grown at all. I took him to visit my grandmother and said to her, This is my new baby. Suddenly, he started running temperature. So I was asked to take him to the hospital.
She made a mental note to do that once she got home. However, on getting home, the temperature had increased and he was rushed to the hospital.
I was admitted for a long time. That time, my both legs were twisted, that they had to operate on them to get them back to normal. My mother told me that there was a time she was in the hospital with the doctors and nurses.
It was 3 days, 3 noon, 3 nights. I stood by him. I did not drink, I did not eat, nor doze.
On the third day, Mrs. Taibat's body gave in to nature and she fell asleep for the first time since he was hospitalized.
My mother just slept off. She slept for like 1 minute within 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. And there was this nurse that came to slap her. She started dripping tears. The nurse said, "You're sleeping. Why would you be sleeping?"
The Supermom reality TV show.
I held his hands while blood was transferred into his body. They placed cotton wool on him. God is great. Abbas is a precious child to me. May he live long. May he live to eat many kola nuts. He should prosper more than this. The cotton wool in his body had no blood, so they asked me to see it. I was told when he was getting better. The nurse called me and apologized for hitting my head. I told her it's okay. After all, it's for my good she did that. Then she said if I understood the situation of the child, that's why she hit me. She said I should understand the child has a purpose in life. Children whose cases are not worse as his don't make it. Can I see how they rush children in and out? Some die, they rush them out. Then she asked if I saw different cases. That's why she hit me. I told her I didn't sleep. It wasn't intentional. She complimented me a good mother, saying God would watch over him.
However, after surviving the illness, the doctors congratulated my mother. Congratulations. When I was in school, my mother would come to school to give my class teachers gifts and beg them, "Please take care of my son. Don't make him put me to shame." So they don't say I brought them to Lagos to become something else.
Mrs. Taibat had many dreams for her children. However, she realized that they had to start somewhere, so she enrolled Abbas and his brother in a school. At least that was a good beginning.
When they observe break in school, he usually carry out drums to play. When I go to school to check on him, to see if he's doing well, the report I get, the boy has gone, or Morakpala, he must have sneaked out again to play drums and sing.
Because my mother knows that I'm someone that takes no nonsense from day one. She knows that I'm stubborn and naughty. She knows my goal is goal and my calm is calm.
He's a radical. In Babegun's village, some of which I don't know about, elders report to me that there was a fight and my son was involved. I thank them. Most of the fights he gets involved in is related to a woman.
You see, that Indian hemp we say they smoke, I've tasted it before. What I'm talking about like 25 years or 30 years ago. I was so small. I tasted Indian hemp then. There were some alphas that my mother said they should keep praying for me so I don't put her to shame. That alpha, maybe he dreamt or he saw a vision. But that alpha, I went to him that fateful day to collect my medicine as usual. Because every night I have to go and collect my medicine to use. And if I don't, my mom gets worried and she keeps asking, "Have you been to Alhaji Bupa's place to collect your medicine?" I'll tell her I've done it. So that day, I went to visit Alhaji Bupa and he said, "Abbas, that railway you visit, please don't do that again. If not for the sake of my mother then." Because the Indian herb we're talking about, just one base that I puff then, where I'm seated then, under 5 minutes I'll sleep off. Just one base. That's all. I will sleep within 5 minutes. At least, before anyone can wake me up then, I would have slept for like 4 to 5 hours. If not for the sake of my mother, if I'd continued with such acts, I would have gone insane. So I cannot despise my mother. My mother is a mother anytime.
Mrs. Taibat also refused to give up. She wanted her son to have a career, not to become a vandal. After a lot of pressure, he took him to a man who repaired electronics. Her only hope was that he would take this more seriously and forget about singing and music in general.
So I started learning as an apprentice after school because I know about electronics. I've learned about printing press and welding engineering.
Along the line, while he was growing, he learned some handiwork jobs, but he did not practice any.
All this we are saying wasn't my destiny. But my mother wanted me to go to school, so also my dad.
His father said he must study, and his older siblings said he must also study.
As they say, the leopard cannot change his sport. No matter how hard she tried, Obesere still found a way to continue his music career.
We took him to various places to learn how to work, but he runs away with a boy called Safe. We call him Safe. He follows him around. He goes to shows with him. When I visit Baba Egun's village, everybody call me and tell me this is what this boy would do. I should encourage him. I tell them his father is not in support of his singing. He said he must study. They will plead with me to let him be. Those who advise me are still at Baba Egun's village till date. They said there is something peculiar about his performance, that Safe gets weak on stage. But once Abbas collect the mic till dawn, he wouldn't drop it. He wouldn't sit. And everyone would dance till dawn. That I should consider these things. It's like this is who God wants him to be.
The Supermom reality TV show.
One day, we attended a party coincidentally. I met his wife, so I asked her what she was doing here, so she said they came for the party. At night, I saw him and I asked him what he came for. He said he came to perform, and I asked him, is it true? So he said yes. My enemies wage war. The evil ones tried their best, but God refused them success. His equipment did not come up early. Those I took as fathers started praying and prophesied, saying, let the boy perform. Because you brought him up, he grew in your hands. You called him to perform. You must allow this hold. After all they said, 5 minutes later, the equipment responded and they started performing. On that day, the money I received, I least expected it because they left the host, didn't spray him again. I had to spray the host and his wife. Everyone turned to me and sprayed me money. He started singing, whoever doesn't know my mother, come and see my mother. Come. Everyone sprayed me. So I left the place because they sprayed me too much. That is how the occasion went. So I thought of it. This is what God called him for.
Finally, Abbas became the musician that he wanted to become, and she got a son that she would be proud of. Abbas looks back and doubts if he would have become what he is today without his mother's patience. She was truly his heroine.
And God made it. He made it possible for me to be the first son to buy my father a vehicle amongst every other child before he died. Until today, my mother still enjoys me and prays for me every time.
The Supermom reality TV show.
Mama is a very good woman. She's a very good mom. She's a very good sister, mother, grandmother to me and to all the siblings and even to the whole family. She looks after everybody. She's concerned when you're not happy. She wants you to be happy. She doesn't want any misunderstandings. Well, in any marriage or in any relationships, you can't say that there won't be, misunderstandings. But Mama will always, stay by you, stand by you, talk for you. Even she will tell you not to say nothing. Just keep quiet, making sure that everything, works out well in every relationship with, her sons and their wives. And she's very, very prayerful. Like I said earlier on, she prays for everybody, and I pray that she lives longer to, enjoy more of the, the labor that she has made.
My name is Dayo Adeumi Otumba. I'm a producer to Alaj Kudus Abbas Akande Obesere, PK First. He's a very good son to his mother. He cherishes his mother so much, more than anything on earth. After God, he will mention his mother. Nobody again, only his mother. So that makes me believe that the mother is a very good mother. Yami Anike, Omubunike, Trey Bart. I can swing, I can win. Take it away. Or I take a jump away. Is it a brown long? A jump, criminal. A jump to jump bound to be sitting jello. What to be wrong? What to see me? dúpẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ ṣubú mo dúpẹ́ àìsàn àìwò nígbàkigbà tó bí ó bá sí ẹ̀yìn fún mi níwájú Ọlọ́run mi ò mọ Ọlọ́run pé tó bẹ́ẹ̀. ẹ̀yin lẹ gbé mi ro níwájú Ọlọ́run ẹ̀yin lẹ jẹ́ kó tó tì mí ẹ̀yin lẹ jẹ́ kí àwọn ọ̀tá orí mi mú lórí. nígbàkigbà tí bá ti rántí Ọlọ́run tí mo rántí yìí ọkàn mi máa ń balẹ̀.
The Supermom reality TV show.
Ìyá dáadáa ṣáni ìyá mi, alájà tó ìbátú mi, Àníkẹ́ Adé mi. Ọmọ bò ní kẹjọ ìbátú mi, Àníkẹ́ Adé mi o. Mo fi tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ dárúkọ wọn dá mi ni. Ó ṣe gudugudu tó pọ̀ lórí mi. Yàyà mẹ́fà tó pọ̀ lórí mi, ó jìyà púpọ̀ lórí mi, mo dúpẹ́ màmá mi o, lọ́jọ́ rírí jẹ lọ́jọ́ àìrí jẹ, bí mi ò bá jẹ màmá mi ò ní lè jẹ o, bí mi ò bá mú màmá mi ò ní lè mú, bí mi ò bá sùn màmá mi ò ní lè sùn, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ màmá mi, Àníkẹ́ Adé mi, màmá gidi ni.
They teach us how and when to find steel in the heart when life makes demands on us. They defy the law of nature by taking the mantle of motherhood and solely carrying a burden that was meant for two hearts. They are our heroes who trudged on when a helpmate was not there. Rewriting the law of nature, they become a bosom of love, hope, and security to their children. Some fathers thrived and strived where mothers failed. They are worthy of our celebration. Some people need to learn from them. On this season of Supermom, we shall be celebrating fathers that gave their children a new lease of life against all odds. If you have such a father, log on to www.supermom.ng or call 081 452 23133. And you can win for him a brand new car, 1 million naira and 500,000 naira. Supermom Season 5. My Dad, My Supermom. Coming soon.
This program is sponsored by Safeguard,
Double protection against germ.
RRB,
All-round protection.
Hunger,
Mama's Helping Hand.